Oh crap.
Video's warm.
Alright, post. Alright, War Eagles.
Cool.
It's a beautiful day today.
User left your channel.
Going. Got some big news to announce today. A couple of things going on. So starting off, kind of talking about just our normal day-to-day things that we normally discuss. You know, definitely keep up the work that we're doing on our recruiting efforts. We've kind of seen a lull, you know, and that tends to happen during this time of year, especially as we move into kind of the Thanksgiving time frame. You know, we may have a little bit of during kind of the vacations from school for Thanksgiving and kind of the Christmas area. You know, we'll get a little bit of surge, but kind of up until that point, it tends to be a little bit slow. So we kind of expect that to happen. But just keep up your efforts. You know, keep up with the voting every day on the clan list, Arma clans. You know, if you guys are able to continue looking on Steam forums and in different locations for people looking for those recruiting opportunities, and definitely any kind of pub play you guys can do. You know, we will be having our annual Halloween pubathon coming up at the end of the month, so definitely look forward to seeing that, and that's definitely a good opportunity for us to have some pub play going on and some recruiting going on as well. So one of the big things that we're looking at is the closing of our operation. So I know it's been pretty much a long year that we have been deployed out here to Afghanistan working on Operation Freedom Sentinel. We're at a point now where we're actually officially deploying home as of today, and so we'll be from this point going on transitioning into a training environment and a training schedule. So it's going to be an interesting event in how this kind of all unfolds in the future. You know, for myself personally, when I came into Alpha Company about a year ago, a little bit more than a year ago, really when I came in, we were less than a month away from deployment. And so that put me at kind of a disadvantage because I wasn't very well versed in Arma itself, not a very good Arma player. I'm not much better now, but I definitely gained a little bit of experience. However, that said, you know, the challenges that I faced at the time were mainly to get to know my team and kind of developing those relationships with the leadership that I had, finding out, you know, what are the issues that I have that I'm facing that I need to address, what do I need to work on to solve immediate issues and things of that nature. And so I wasn't really able to focus much on the combat training side of the house. It was more so of developing that leadership team. And so going into the operation, a lot of that combat training had already been done and was kind of good to go. And just getting that leadership development process going was that full-time effort on my behalf. And I think it went pretty well. As we've all seen, you know, as happens with our continued operations, with retention and with numbers coming and going, we have a lot of our soldier base who weren't there for that training period. And so when you don't have that opportunity to have that training period and you're kind of thrown into the battle, there's a lot of room there for error and a lot of opportunities to have instances where people don't know how to function or how to do things appropriately or in the correct manner. So I'm really excited for this opportunity to go back to the training schedule because now I'll be able to look at it from a more training focused or training centered approach on even on my behalf. You know, I need to go back to my basics as well. I need to go and train with you guys on the battle drills, specifically because, you know, it's different in Arma than what I did in America's Army. The concepts are the same, but the functionality and the mechanics of actually physically doing things are different. So definitely I'm going to be learning a lot, and I look forward to seeing you all develop and improve on your skills as well from the bottom all the way to the top. However, I do want to say, you know, it was a successful operation. Kind of the the way it goes in real life right now is, the measure of success on these operations overseas is kind of a, did you bring your guys home? Um, because there's really no end to kind of the combat operations. It's an ongoing thing right now with just kind of the climate of the world that we live in. So it's not a, hey, we captured all of Pakistan or we captured all of Klapkan, and so everything's good to go. So that's I feel like we've done a good
User
job.
joined your
We
channel.
definitely have had some growing pains and some learning pains as we've changed and transitioned to different methods. We're always looking for ways to improve the experience, and so we've changed things. We went to a live, and then we found that there was some issues there, so we've tried to work on improving that, and that's going to be an ongoing process at all times. We're always looking to make things better. So just keep that in mind. I feel that with that in mind, we have done a lot and accomplished a lot over the past year. So the next thing on my list here, talking about our new website. So we do have our new website coming out. Tentatively, our plan is to launch it by next ceremony or on next ceremony day in November. So it is currently up and running on our beta. So that's beta.39f.us. I'll give you guys all the link later if you don't already have it. Um, it's about 99% done now. There are some things that still need a little bit of work here and there, but for the most part, the functionality is all set up. The layout and everything is completed. Our PersCom system, which is kind of the bulk of the work that we've been waiting on for being able to launch the new website, has finally been completed. We're still, of course, working on making improvements on it at all times, but the core functionality is all there. So we are working now on the process of transferring over all of our personnel files and our soldier records and things of that nature. So that said, we are going to need some help. Okay, so BMO is going to be doing a lot of work in transferring over those records. Currently, we only have really one or two guys in BMO that are going to be able to do the work, and it is going to be kind of tedious. So if you have that attention to detail, which is extremely important and extremely necessary in this case, because we don't want anybody's records getting fucked up, right? You don't want your stuff to get lost in the transfer. So if you have that attention to detail and you want to help out, please, by all means, sign up for BMO so we can get that going. That said, pretty much squad leaders and above are all going to be doing this as well, even though it's not part of our day-to-day jobs in the unit. We want to make sure that this happens, and so we're going to be doing that. For everybody else who is not a squad leader above, if you guys want to go ahead and start registering on the new website, you can do so. You can submit your application enlistment application like you normally would. What's going to happen is as the enlistment applications come in, and it may take a week, it may take 2 weeks for us to process it. We will get to it as we go. We're going to process you as a new enlistment, but we're going to put your enlistment date and induction date to match what's on our current website. So it's not going to be like you're a brand new enlistee. We're just having you use the enlistment process so that it makes automated functions within PersCom more easily accomplished. So as we kind of go into this transition, it is going to be honestly a pain in the ass. It's going to be a headache. It's kind of tedious in transferring over all of the old records because the system's not designed for that. It's not designed for bulk adding in historical records. It's designed for a live unit, an active unit, to add current stuff. So as we go and make it live, and then we start doing things live, it'll be a lot more efficient and a lot easier to use than we currently have. So I'm definitely looking forward to having that new system in place at the beginning of next month. With that also comes our shiny new uniforms, our nice new signatures. That's a big deal as well. So CID has a lot of work on their plate from that. If you have Photoshop experience and you want to help out with CID, they're going to need help as well. They've only got a couple of guys also that are trying to do all the work. So that said, if you are a new soldier getting a new uniform created, the plan is that you're going to be getting the new uniform this month. If you're not a new soldier and you don't need a new update, you don't get anything today, you don't have any kind of changes, you're probably going to transition with your current existing uniform, and then as you get awards or you get changes, a new uniform will be created for you with the new system. Once all of the new soldiers have new uniforms created, and then all of the people with pending updates get updated, then we're going to go through and we'll do everybody else that didn't have updates but still needs a new uniform. And then eventually we'll get to like our people that are on leave of absence and then our retirees. That's going to be probably 2 months down the line because they're not that necessary. It's not that important that those get done so quickly. But personally, I like them. I like the new uniforms. I like the new signatures. I think they look great on the new website specifically. So I think you guys are going to enjoy them also. All right, we'll go ahead and get going into the promotions and awards section here. If my Steam would stop blowing up. Thank you. All right, so first up, I want to call up Hoser. Hoser's not here today, but I did want to recognize him for, or them for their graduation of OSUT last week. For whatever reason, the promotion did not get processed or filed through due to paperwork issues and delays. So we just wanted to go ahead and give that a shout out today and congratulate that soldier for the achievement of completing the OSUT.
User in your channel timed out.
Awesome job there. All right, so next up on my list is Private Laramie from Bravo Company. Obviously not here today with us. However, we did want to recognize him for his donation to the unit of $50 or more. He's being awarded the Military Outstanding Volunteer Service Medal. I do also want to have a special thank you for Corporal Bluehair, Private Jones, and Private Morietta, also for making donations to the unit this past month. However, those weren't quite at the level to meet the requirements of the award. Nonetheless, those donations are deeply appreciated. As far as our budget's concerned, with the new website, you're going to have in the donation page, there is a direct link to our unit financial spreadsheets, so you can kind of track where our money is going on a month-to-month basis and really see where those donations are going, who is all donating, how much they donate, all that kind of information. We want to be as transparent as possible. Our current system didn't really allow us to have a lot of that information fully available. I know that within the past 2 months, Lieutenant Colonel kind of set up a system to post on the forums when somebody makes a donation, which is a nice thing. We also have that on the new website, but we're also going to have those additional transparency measures available also. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. The nice thing with our new PERSCOM system is we're also selling that to other units. So a percentage of that cost is going to go to the developer, and then another percentage of it is going to go directly into our unit fund. So it's not a lot of money, and it's obviously going to fluctuate depending on how many customers we get per month, but it's still something that's going to supplement us, which is going to be nice. Okay, next up, let's get Nissan, Henry, Miller, Ryan, Marks, Jones, Moffitt, and Gustafson privates post.
Gustafson and Moffitt are not here.
No problem.
Cover down.
All right, Buffy's.
Henry high speed.
Outstanding. All right. So these soldiers have all been in the unit for a little bit of time now. Definitely completed their OSUT about a month ago or more. and have since really transitioned into their roles and positions within the fire team and the squad. They've really been a good asset. They've been recommended by their fire team leaders and squad leaders at the chief in command for promotion to private first class, and so they are getting promoted. So outstanding job to these soldiers. Whoa.
Hooah!
Whoa.
What?
Now, this is just a start. Keep up the good work. Bow face. And salute. And follow.
No.
Okay.
Let's get Staff Sergeant Fives and Staff Sergeant Terrio post.
Terry ain't here.
User joined your channel.
Face. All right, these two soldiers recently celebrated anniversary with us in the unit here. They are being awarded the Armed Forces Expeditionary Medal for having over 1 year's time of service consecutively, being active without any kind of issues, no disciplinary problems, anything of that nature. Really, you look at these two soldiers being such high-speed staff sergeants, you know, they're definitely great examples to follow. If you have any kind of questions or you need help with something, you know, they're the kind of guys that you can talk to, and they'll get you sorted out and help you out as quickly as possible. They're just really great assets to the team, and I'm proud to have them as part of that team. It really speaks volumes when we have soldiers who dedicate so much time to the unit and continue to do so for such a long time. So congratulations to them. Cool.
Congratulations.
Wow.
What?
Okay, let's get Private Miller, Private Marks, Private A. Rizzo, Private Peterson, and Private Morton post. Salute. Buffets. All right. So these soldiers are all being recognized for having served in their nation's armed forces. Normally on my list here, I've got exactly which branch they were in, but I didn't get that this time for some reason. So my fault on that. But I know that we have one at least here who's not U.S. Armed Forces, but from a foreign nation. However, you know, we still want to recognize that and appreciate that. It really speaks to the character and caliber of a person who is willing to sacrifice their time and volunteer service into their nation's armed forces, even if it's not for the U.S. forces. So specifically going into our training phase here, as we are, I really value having these soldiers that come in from having military experience and that prior background. Just really a wealth of knowledge that comes there. You look at all of our training schools that we have, they've all been developed by either people who have gone to those schools and those courses in real life, or who have the experience that's relevant to from real life to be able to participate in teaching those. So definitely having all of these privates here coming into the unit, bringing in that fresh knowledge and kind of that viewpoint, I think is really going to benefit us and help us in the long run, as it always has. So we definitely want to thank them for their service and appreciate what they're going to bring to the table and all that they do. Because of that, they are being awarded the National Defense Service Medal, which is something that this is really the one of only 2 medals in our award category here that we give out to, or we issue out to soldiers who have earned it in real life. So definitely outstanding for them. So keep up that good work of being an outstanding example to your fellow soldiers and your fellow battle buddies and your fellow man. So cool.
Hooah.
Wow.
All right, Buckets. And follow. All right, next one up here is pretty much the whole formation, so I'm just going to call out the names so you guys don't need to post this time. So we got Lieutenant Markami, Sergeant First Class Baldwin, Specialist Hernandez, Specialist Hibby, Private Peacefinan, Private Henry, Staff Sergeant Terrio, Corporal Hayes, Corporal Wiggs, Specialist Conant, and Specialist Udinu. These soldiers are all being awarded the Good Conduct Medal for having good conduct and good service over the past 3 months. Definitely something that I value highly. I always talk about sticking to the basics. If you can't handle the basic shit of reporting in, of showing up on time, of being just that basic squared away soldier, having your uniform up to date and being respectful and following the core values. If you can't do that basic stuff, then I can't rely on you or count on you to do any of the bigger stuff. So that Good Conduct Medal is really representative of that, of being able to consistently be someone who can be counted upon to perform and to show up. So I definitely want to thank you all for continuing to do that. So outstanding. What?
Hooah.
Wow.
Wow.
All right, let's get Peacefinan and Hansen first. All right, thanks. Okay, these two soldiers have been doing an outstanding job within their squad. They've really become a wealth of knowledge. I see their names come up a lot, especially on Discord, in TeamSpeak, and on the website and the forums. Definitely, they're always participating, helping out, talking to their fellow battle buddies, their fellow soldiers, helping out with DMOS duties. They're always willing and looking for ways that they can contribute and they can help out. So really, they just set a good example of what it means to be a soldier within the Third ID. Because of this, they are being promoted to specialist. So outstanding job. Specialist brings them into the E4 Mafia. They call it the E4 Mafia because it's kind of like you really can't get anything done without them knowing about it or them having their hands involved, right? So if you need something, they're the kind of guys that take care of it. So outstanding job to these soldiers. Definitely doing a great job. This is not quite E4 NCO Corps, but it's really that step towards getting there, and I definitely see them becoming NCOs very soon and taking up those leadership roles. So give them a hooah.
Wow.
All right. Perfect. Okay, let's get Corporal Fagan, Sergeant
Moving,
First
sir.
Class Bodwin, Staff Sergeant Fives, and Corporal Wiggs post.
What did I think? What? Okay.
Right about this. All right, so I kind of talked in the opening remarks about when I came over to Alpha Company. My biggest challenge was kind of developing that leadership environment, getting set up with my team, meeting everybody, and kind of getting that leadership development going. So one of the biggest things that we can do to help us as leaders to develop and to become better at our tasks is to do more individual and advanced specific leadership training. So this past month, we did have our warrior leader course and our advanced leader course conducted by the senior NCOs, and these soldiers all attended. So it really speaks volumes to their desire to be better leaders, to better themselves, to be able to handle the duties that we expected them and require of them in taking care and managing their soldiers and their subordinates. I'm really glad to have these soldiers on the leadership team here. Definitely, they're all extremely dedicated and they have their soldiers' best interests in heart. Um, I'm not the kind of leader that likes other leaders who only care about themselves, are only there in that position because their ego says, hey, I'm an officer or I'm a senior NCO, so fuck you kind of thing. That's not these people at all. If anything, they're the opposite. They get a lot of shit from me, a lot of shit from top, because we expect and we know that they're capable of the best, and we know that they're going to be responsible for their guys. So definitely outstanding job. Corporal Figan is being awarded the NCO Dev ribbon for completing Warrior Leadership course, and then the Staff Sergeant Bodwin, or excuse me, Sergeant First Class Bodwin, Staff Sergeant Fives, and Corporal Wiggs are being awarded the numeral device 2 on there for having completed the Advanced Leader course. So outstanding to them. Keep up the good work and setting up that great example as leaders. Hua.
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 Wow.
Hua. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
User joined your channel.
You're really quiet, sir.
All right, let's moving on along here. Let's get Specialist Hibby, Private Miller, Corporal Fagan, Specialist Connet, and Specialist Michev to post.
Moving, sir.
TBTPR.
That's right.
Push down, push down, push down.
Michev's not here.
Private Nissan, go ahead. Shoulder to shoulder with Private Ryan. There you go.
Okay, Specialist Hibby. Ex-soldier in British Armed Forces brought a great improvement of the squad when coming about training, especially in combat movements, CQB, and mount. His DMOS work is an exemplary one, and he also hosts optional trainings every Wednesday for Ghosts to train in different aspects of direct combat, which has helped out our soldiers improve quite a lot. Private Miller is one of the best soldiers I've ever met, with great input and involvement in the squad's training. He is more than capable to run squad drills and host training missions for the squad every Friday. Private Miller is a former real-life team leader, 11 Bravo, in the Real 3rd Infantry Division. So the input he brings in our training is more than useful and realist to us. On the field, he's an excellent team leader, able to manage his men fast and efficiently, and capable to take one IC position at any time. Second Lieutenant Murakami comments that I have personally seen Private Miller take charge during training events and teach the squad on the intricate details of 11 Bravo infantrymen and that of a combat soldier. Private Miller has been an invaluable asset to 2nd Squad Ghosts in improving their combat readiness. Corporal Fagan is an outstanding member of Scorpions. He leads by example, being accountable, and is verbally excited for whatever we have thrown at us. Being around him for only a moment is an instant morale boost, which ties with his excellent leadership skills. Scorpions would not be as effective as we are now without him. More notes from the lieutenant here. I have personally observed Corporal Fagan's ability to muster first squad in his squad leader's absence and prepare them for PCCs and PCIs. Specialist Connet. After a successful graduation from LRPS course, Specialist Connet has shown advanced knowledge in his duties as a squad designated marksman. The soldier's abilities have increased his squad's lethality tenfold. Specialist Michev has served in almost every role a junior enlisted soldier can fill. As 3rd Squad Spartan's primary CLS, Specialist Michev has shown time and time again that his abilities as a first aid provider, without Specialist Michev's knowledge, the squad wouldn't have been able to achieve such accomplishment as it has seen during combat. So because of these high commendations and praise from their leadership, they are being awarded the Army Achievement Medal. So definitely sending outstanding examples here. Keep up the great work, soldiers. Huh.
Huh.
Yeah, well,
Who wants to speak?
Permission to say something, sir?
Yeah.
I'd like to just say thanks to all my chain of command. You motivate me, which in turn allows me to motivate everyone else. So I appreciate everything y'all have done for us.
Back in formation. You're welcome.
Let's get 5s and blue hair. Post.
We have TPR, sir.
User
Denny's
left
or
your
what?
channel.
He TPR'd.
You had to go to Denny's this morning?
I'm not sure.
I like giving Corporal Blue Hair a hard time. We were talking to a potential applicant last night about kind of our soldiers who, people who we
User
have
joined your
that
channel.
are prior service, and we were talking about First Sergeant Gilmore, his experience in the Army, Lieutenant Murakami, Lieutenant Colonel LaFlash, my service in the Navy, and then I kind of made the comment that we've even got a guy who was in the Roman Legion, just blue hair. Because he's old, get it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Why?
Yeah.
All right. So, these two soldiers have been doing an outstanding job in FIG. FIG has been really hurting lately with having personnel available to conduct our trainings, specifically the PCT and AIT. Really, over the past 2 months, it's been these two soldiers who have done 90%, if not more, of all of that training. Pretty much every Saturday, they're on in the morning, early, bright and early, helping these soldiers out. These new soldiers, make sure they're getting their training done as they need to be able to progress in their careers. Really, anybody that's getting promoted here today up to pretty much specialist has gone through. They wouldn't be able to be there without these two soldiers' help because they wouldn't have been able to complete their OSUT. So really, there's so much that relies on just them showing up every week and doing that job. I'd like to challenge the rest of you to help out. Sign up for FIG. If you're already a drill sergeant or a drill instructor and you're not helping out, then you're wrong. If you're able, knowledgeable, if you're a sergeant or above, or if you're not quite a sergeant yet, but you can be a drill instructor, you need to sign up for FIG and help out. Okay, it can't be just these two guys. They do a great job. They do outstanding, but they're going to get burned out. We can't keep them having just these two guys doing it all the time. But just being that paragon of being the example that they set during that OSUT, making sure that our brand new soldiers see what's expected and get that adequate, not adequate, but get that appropriate level of training. I definitely want to commend these soldiers, and they are being awarded the Joint Service Commendation Medal. Outstanding job. Cool.
Huh.
Whoa.
But when you don't count, you're supposed to be there.
Ah.
That's like me getting an award for showing up for ceremony. Come on.
You should.
All right, Buffix.
Quick brown, nothing.
and forward.
I think I got promoted.
Really?
I think I got. I didn't make that last shot. What are you talking about? Just top game.
All right, Staff Sergeant Shade.
Oh fuck.
Post.
You're actually getting some.
Obvious. All right, so Staff Sergeant Shade here has done a great job of really focusing on his squad. He's definitely a shining example of leadership. You know, he is not the best leader. He is not the best at knowing all the tactical skills or knowing everything. That's not, in my opinion, what makes a great leader. You don't have to be an expert at everything. Of course, you know, we want you to strive to be an expert, and we expect you to know as much as possible, right? But for me, the most important thing in a leader is always wanting to be that soldier who's developing yourself, who's improving yourself, who's always being introspective and saying, okay, what did I fuck up? How can I fix it in the future? And that's this guy right here. He is always doing that. He's always looking and reevaluating himself. Okay, what went wrong? How can we make it better? Part of that is he's always looking to improve his combat skills and doing his training, not only the leadership training, but the combat training itself. Specifically speaking of him having completed, the long range precision course, the Ranger School, the Airborne School, Air Assault School, doing all of these extra combat schools, just really opens up his repertoire, being able to accomplish different tasks that we have set aside or set forward for us in our combat missions. So he's actually earned this award back in August, but due to paperwork delays, it wasn't issued. So I wanted to go ahead and recognize it now. He is being awarded the French Forager for having completed all of those advanced combat schools. So outstanding job, Staff Sergeant. Keep up the good work. Whoa.
Scorpions lead the way.
What?
All right, Private Wayland. Post.
And you say that you don't get anything,
Cover to your right.
so you have to fucking read a book. It's okay.
So Private Wayland is being awarded the Combat Infantryman Badge. As you all know, having participated in the operational missions, he becomes eligible for that. So he's going to get that award.
Fucking nerd.
We kind of went through and double checked everybody to make sure that everyone who has participated in the operation has received their CIB. So if anybody has missed it, please make sure you let your next line leader know so we can get that passed up to get that taken care of. At this point, we're not going to be eligible to earn it anymore until our next mission, our next operation. So that said, those of you that have that CIB stage 1 or stage 2 along the way, when we get into our next operation, you'll be eligible to earn that next stage. So definitely look forward to that. But definitely want to congratulate the soldier for participating in our missions. Cool.
Hooah.
Wah.
Let's get Blue Hair. I know he's not here. Hayes and Wiggs post. Bavis. All right, these 3 soldiers As I mentioned earlier, with kind of the commendations that were going out and talking about the uh, achievement medals and the joint service commendation medals and all of those leadership advancement courses, with everything that has really gone into just this development and advancement of our soldiers. These three soldiers really set that example. They set that bar. They're the kind of soldiers that you can look to for any kind of example to follow. If you have any need of any kind of assistance, they either know the answer, they know where to find the answer. They're the ones you can go to. I always talk about, the NCOs being the backbone of the Army, right? Nothing happens without the NCOs. Nothing gets done without the NCOs. Officers, we kind of set the vision. We come up with what we want to do and kind of the tentative plans. And then the NCOs are the ones that carry it out. They're the ones that actually do the hard work and get out there and make sure that the vision hits the road and mission gets accomplished. So these soldiers really are up to that task, and they continuously do that on a day-to-day basis. So because of this, they are being promoted to sergeant. So outstanding job to these sergeants. Hooah.
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 Wow.
Hooah.
I'm gonna get the beers.
All right. While I've got Wiggs up here, I want to go ahead and read out another commendation for him. Citation. Corporal Wiggs. When asked to take command of 3rd Squad Spartans, Corporal Wiggs stepped up to the challenge without blinking an eye. Not only was Corporal Wiggs able to ensure the squad was equipped with the proper equipment, he was able to deploy his squad into a hostile environment, separated from the platoon, and provide effective security and reconnaissance during Operation Freedom Sentinel. Corporal Wiggs' actions during our deployment have upheld the warrior spirit and aggressiveness of Alpha Company War Eagles and the United States Army. Recommendation submitted by Lieutenant Murakami. So definitely outstanding example, as I just kind of said over and over again the past couple of minutes here. Keep up the great work. He's being awarded the Army Commendation Medal. Outstanding job. Hooah.
Hooah.
Hooah. Congratulations.
Huh?
Captain Simmons, you got anything?
Nope.
That's a no.
That was a faint no, sir.
Okay.
No, I don't have anything.
Oh. All right, so that's going to wrap up the awards here and promotions. Some final notes. As far as our Operation Ribbon and Award, you will be awarded the service ribbon. Generally, what's going to happen is next ceremony that'll be announced as we transition. As far as what you're going to get the service ribbon for participating in the operation. If you went to even just one mission, then you become eligible for that. So it'll be an automatic thing that's issued out. In addition to that, Lieutenant Colonel is going to review kind of our numbers and our stats and how we performed, and then he'll be looking at getting us some kind of unit citation as well. So that'll be announced at that point also. As I mentioned earlier at the beginning, the website thing is kind of going to be our big push this month. So any help and assistance you guys can do. We have a lot of data entry that needs to happen, transferring over records. So please, if you can help out with that, do so. Sign up with BMO and get that going. 173rd Airborne is going to be having a airborne school on the 21st of October this month. So definitely make sure you're getting signed up for that if you don't have your airborne qualification yet, or if you want to go for an additional training jump to get your work towards your jump master. And then finally, I want to recognize Mr. Alice and Staff Sergeant Grigorov for their anniversaries coming up this month. Mr. Alice is going to be 6 years and Staff Sergeant Grigorov 2 years. So outstanding for them.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Hua.
Hooah.
All right, that's all I got. Lieutenant Colonel, do you have anything? Sir?
He's here.
All right.
User left your channel. User joined your channel.
There he is.
User disconnected from your channel.
Give him a second. Sounds like you wanted to talk to us.
User joined your channel.
Here we go. Can you hear us?
Have him disable his task force, maybe, sir.
Is he whispering?
Okay, do you have anything for us, sir? All right. He says, guess not, fucking enjoy October. Whoa.
Hooah.
Hua.
Wow.
Spooky.
I look forward to seeing you all at the pubathon. First Sergeant. Oh. All right, go ahead and take charge. Whoa.
Okay. So timeout. So, gotta think about this for a second. Suppose you go. Right, officers and NCOs cross the same path. So, as post, you go to the right, Bolden. We're coming, you come around the left. When done, he walks away. Only when he walks away, Bolden, you go to your right. Or he comes, you go to your left. Never cross the same path. Okay.
Ooh.
Yes, sir.
I had to think about it. I was like, oh, fuck. I was sitting there thinking, like, hold on, like, maybe I had it fucking wrong or something. There was something else I was gonna say. Try to get in one more aerosol school before the end of the year, and I'm gonna try to get in one LRPS school before the end of the year too. So I know everybody's been asking me about that shade. So we'll try to get it in one last time before the end of the year. I show of I would say hands, but I guess you guys can't raise your hand. But I show of fingers who would want to do another aerosol school before the end of the year. The one finger, 2, 3. I see a wave 5, 6.
What?
All right.
What? Sorry.
This is Miller, first one.
All right, by show of pointer who want to do an LRPS school before the end of the year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, cool. All right. Okay. Yeah. Let me look at my schedule because my end of the month is pretty swamped. So I'll look for it probably like the first weekend of November for one of those two. So, if everything goes right. And then what I'll try to do is I'll try to pile both of those in and one, or over the course of 2 days. So one will be on a Saturday and one will be on a Sunday. Cool.
Sounds awesome.
Cool.
All right.
First
Cool
sergeant.
beans. Yeah. So anybody got anything?
Negative.
Do we kill stuff today, First Sergeant?
Kill something every Sunday, don't we? Who got
Fucking
promoted?
awesome.
Who got promoted? Ford.
Big. Hayes.
Wait, but Top, before you do that, let me message you real fast.
All Ghost Squad.
Step forward if you got promoted. Step out of formation if you got promoted.
Is everybody?
Form up in line.
Sergeant.
Sergeant.
Form up behind me.
Nissan,
Matter
go.
of fact,
You got
form
promoted.
up
Go
behind
on.
me.
Go join them.
If you got
Go join
promoted,
them.
form up behind
You're
me.
out, you're out.
Cover down everyone else.
There goes the formation.
4 people did it.
Okay.
Okay,
Con-
cool.
Okay, fine.
All right,
Con-
right
get to my
face.
left.
To your right.
Fuck out of
Right to your right. Right to your right.
Spoon.
See here. Connor, get in the hole.
It's just like cannot. It's just like cannot. Just make all you guys do push-ups
User
at the
left
same
your
time.
channel.
You guys are gonna run to the end of the airfield. Hopefully, not get shot and run back. All right.
Hopefully not get shot.
Hooah.
I love it.
Forward march.
They won't get shot.
You gotta
Who
find-
knows?
1, 2, 3.
Order's gonna land right on top of
Oh, you guys can fall out and come over here and watch if you want to.
Oh, is Gugraf here?
What the hell is it with walking?
As I said, forward march. That's fine.
You gonna double
Okay,
time
we
them,
need to
Top?
double time it.
Not yet.
Column half right. March. You guys don't know what that is.
Yeah, you really
Yeah, I'm
should put
sorry.
someone
I'm
like,
sorry. Drill Sergeant mode came back in.
It's
Alright,
okay.
Keep
not your
walking
fault they're
forward. What are you
incompetent.
doing?
Turn half right.
Okay.
Well,
Okay. Do you see the
Right,
ATC tower to your right?
Yes.
Okay. Walk past that to the right.
That's an oblique.
Wait, left side of
Have
it or
Miller
right side of
take
it?
point, then he can actually follow DNC.
Good point, Miller. Get in front.
Hey, if you're not
There
a
you
part of
go.
this column, on me.
Didn't say stop moving, Wiggs.
I let him get in front of me.
Yeah, Shay. Hey, Shay.
Shade, you're not part of the formation. Get back here.
Yeah, but I wanted.
Vibes, why are you here?
All right.
Oh yeah.
Come right. March. There you go. Hey, look at you guys. You guys look like you're actually in the military. Somebody still alive behind me? Oh, this is gonna be awesome.
Double time.
Not yet. Going on. Where's our little streamer at? Simmons. You land to pick up freaking go over there to the helicopter.
We need to go to the helicopter?
Yeah, that way you can stream it.
Run to the helicopter.
You get it right there. He's gonna help you. Left, march.
This line does not bring good memories.
Group, halt. closer. Come on over here. I don't know how you guys ended up over there. Okay, so since you got promoted, and like I said, I cannot make all you guys do push-ups because that'll take too long. To the end of the taxiway, make a right, hop on the runway, come up, make a right, and stop right here.
To the end of what, Pertar?
To the taxiway, make a right on the taxiway down there, at the end of the taxiway, all the way at the end. Okay. Make a right, come over to the runway. Make another right, come up to this end of the runway. Make a right, and stop right here.
So lap
So we're doing a lap.
Doing a NASCAR freaking.
No, this is reverse. If you're doing NASCAR, it's a reverse.
NASCAR reverse. All right, here we go.
Are we running
Ready?
or are we walking?
You're running. Get ready.
Is it a race?
If you get
I'm
done,
gonna
then
win.
you will.
Oh, it's a death match. Why?
Whoever gets back and whoever beats everybody,
Gets a second promotion.
you'll get something. You'll get something special. I haven't figured it out yet. Maybe a $5 Steam game. Maybe a $20 Steam game. Who knows? Anyway, get ready.
I don't know what the taxiway is.
Thing that you're on is a taxiway.
Okay.
Ready?
Fucking-
Get set. Go.
Fuck. Shit.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let you guys on a little secret right now. It'll sprint first.
Yep. Too late.
He's live.
Hi, Jones.
What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing? Oh, hey,
So don't freak anyone out, but this helicopter went on the runway hella fucking low, and it's got missiles. Fucking run.
Hot.
Oh my god.
Almost took my head off.
User left your channel.
Just resting in a bit.
Yep. Alright, I'll just teleport everybody over there. Don't worry.
No! Why would you do this to me?
So close.
I was trying to be handsome.
No one gets this team game that.
I almost walked win.
So we'll circle around me. Let's go.
I'm gonna win. Are we queue more time?
I was gonna win, just for the record.
Yeah, sure you were.
When this is over, I'm gonna go run that.
Guys out of the bird here for a song.
Landing.
I like the captain, but the dude's riding the
Landing.
bird. Five there. Oh shit, saw your name over, Ryan. Okay.
But who would be willing to do a aerosol score? Which one takes the longest? Shade.
Shade's in the top one, first on.
LRPS takes longer.
We really wanted to run me off.
Who would be willing to do a LRPS course on Saturday and Aristotle on Sunday? Third and the fourth.
November?
Just trying to figure out that way I can go ahead and schedule it.
I doubt doing them both on
Alright.
one weekend would be viable, considering there's also ceremony that month, or ceremony that week and such.
Goddamn it, never mind.
Team leaders, squad leaders, stand up, everyone else crouch. Alright.
If you're standing up, move to the back.
Wait, what happened? What am I setting up for?
Team leaders, squad leaders, stand up.
Okay.
Everyone else crouch.
Leadership standing.
Connor, sit
Who
down.
we got today? Alright guys, so FTX today is going to be on training server 1. We're going to be
Son,
covering
get
a lot
your
of the
ass
basics today. Our first iteration is just going to be pretty simple with the current leadership. But when we run iterations 2, 3, and just as many as we need to run, squad leaders, if you guys want to change up your leadership, replacing squad leaders, replacing team leaders, and then we can even replace a platoon, myself, platoon leader, if we have the numbers. We're kind of low on numbers, so we'll see how that goes. So the overall plan today is going to be on Fort Benning. I keep fucking talking it. Alright, so the first step, you'll mount up on the Humvees. We'll exit the base. We're gonna dismount the Humvees to check out a roadblock. Practice this is to practice our vehicle dismounting and remounting quickly, as well as a squad able to dismount and muster and move to that checkpoint to secure it quickly from dismounting a vehicle. From that point, you guys probably want to look at a map, don't you? Probably be easier for you to understand.
A little bit.
Oh, I don't got one for you, so you kind of have to look at it when we get into Benning. But when you will remount the vehicles, you'll move to a dismount point, dismount the vehicles, make dismounted movements, and you are going to be assaulting a town. Your squad leaders and I are going to get together and actually make a real plan to assault that town. But just be prepared to assault that town. And the purpose of this part of the drill is to practice communication between squad leaders, and obviously team leaders maneuvering through CQB environments, using bounding, suppressing enemy targets, etc. This is just kind of what we're going over today, is those basics, so you guys kind of have a heads up of what we're doing. That being said, I need squad leaders and team leaders with me in training server 1 to build a plan to assault this town.
User in your channel timed out.
Is there any questions on what we're doing today? So if you're not a team leader or squad leader, you should probably hop in training server 1, prepare a Humvee, and just try to go basic loadout today, guys. No special weapons. You won't need AT4s, you won't need Mark 11s, that such. Just stick with your M4s, 249s, T40s. Sir, question? Go ahead.
So you just kind of saying just stick with just like the base loadout, no mods?
Sure. You're not gonna need to pack fucking javelins and M3s and AT4s. Not gonna be necessary for this part of the training. Alright, you guys are dismissed. Be in the training server in like 20 minutes or so.
User left your channel.
Ooh,
Marks.
Mhm.